Uh, fucking cold today. Ugh, anyway. Hello! Actually, I kind of want to grab a blanket. No, I'm waiting up. Anyway, I got everyone apart from one character up to level 25. One character's level 24, which makes me worry considering how the character stories are unlocked that I'm going to have an absolute ton of them to go through when I walk out of the camp. Oh well, here goes. Ah, you. Guess I was worried for nothing. Okay. Onward.
Glenbrook has withdrawn from the sanctions and reopened trade with us.
King Roland is truly a man of his word.
Furthermore, during the battle for the Crown City, our forces sustained nary a scratch, while the Esfrosti were all but crushed. We could not have asked for a more auspicious outcome.
An outcome that would not have been possible without the Elfric we supplied them. Still, Minister Serenoa and House Wolford must be given credit for aiding in our victory.
Minister Exham, how strange to hear you lavish such praise upon another.
I am only speaking truth. Leaving Minister Serenoa in Glenbrook's hands is unwise.
I agree. As one of the Saintly Seven, he belongs here with us.
Of course. We shall bring him under our thumb. The Holy One has plans for the young lord. Making him our creature has the added benefit of bringing his entire domain under Hyzantian rule.
But I doubt His Majesty will be so willing to part with him.
Oh, indeed. And yet King Roland owes us a great debt, which will be all the greater after we help him rebuild the Crown City. We will so overwhelm him with generosity, he will be unable to refuse us anything.
So, you mean to seize Glenbrook as well, Minister Edor? Somehow I am unsurprised.
I seek nothing more than to spread the goddess's grace and wisdom to Glenbrook and even Esfrost, until her divine protection shelters Nozelia in its entirety. That is what the goddess desires, and therefore, what the Hierophant desires as well.
Well, prepare to be disappointed. Okay. Twins game now, eh?
Is this all of it?
Yes, my lord. This is all the cargo we were able to carry. Our comrades at the mine should be putting the final touches on everything right about now.
And why is no one telling me what is happening? I don't even know what cargo you are hauling.
We're only following Archduke Gustadolf's orders, my lord.
Yes, I understand that. Stop your sniveling. Perhaps you may have heard the Archduke has summoned me to Ironstone. This may be the last time I serve at this fort. As such, I would like to show my appreciation for everything you've done. Do you have a moment?
The sentiment is appreciated, my lord, but the Archduke insisted we make haste.
And did he also insist you spit in the face of his uncle's generosity?
No, my lord. Of course not. I meant no disrespect. We shan't refuse your gracious offer.
Come with me.
Can all that cargo truly be naught but iron ore? I suppose I shall have to find out what it is for myself.
Salt. This is the least well-kept plot twist ever. Well, I suppose it's not meant to be a twist, is it? It's meant to be blindingly obvious.
Were those the only ones?
I do not understand. There were far more soldiers here when I came scouting.
They've mined more since the last time we were here. Perhaps the enemy is further within.
Likely that's the case. But navigating these twisted tunnels ain't gonna be fun.
Indeed. The enemy may be waiting to ambush us around any corner. I advise we familiarize ourselves with the nearby tunnels before we head any deeper into the mine, Lord Serenoa.
Agreed. Let's take care to cover our tracks while we look around.
Oh, they're trying to collapse the mine. It appears Airfrost has put a lot of effort into the mines. They've installed quite a number of mining carts, perhaps to transport large quantities of ore. Let us investigate the area further, but we must be on our guard. There's no telling if or when the enemy will strike.
We might be able to ride the minecars to get through the tunnels quickly. Let me see if they work. We might even be able to use them against enemies.
Look out, Eridor! Whoa, the cart! Phew, that was a close one. Thanks for that, lad. Let us proceed with caution. I would hate for anyone to get hurt by one of those carts. So, I'm guessing a time limit type thing's coming up. Just what is Aerofrost saying? There may still be survivors. I cannot let our guard down. Is this one of Lord Dragan's explosives? They're all along the tunnel walls. We must be careful.
Doesn't make any sense. Troops should be stationed at the entrance, regardless of whether you want to defend or abandon the mine. So why are the soldiers hiding in the tunnels?
Don't they gain nothing by hiding in the tunnels. Perhaps they are luring us into some sort of trap.
It's quite possible.
Even so, we cannot retreat. We must find out what Aerofrost was doing here.
I agree. No matter what they have planned, we will give them no quarter.
Those carts may prove useful in the event of a battle. Thankfully, I have yet to see any trace of the enemy. I think now a good time for us to glean the position of the carts. Basically, learn the layout now. Yep. We don't know when the enemy will strike. When they do, we can utilize these minecarts to fight back. Just got to make sure we don't hit any of ours.
Looks like mine continued even after Dragan was killed. I can't help but wonder if this is what Gustadov wanted from the start.
The mines were meant to be a symbol of a new age of peace between the three nations, and it feels no more than a distant dream now. What do you think should be done with the mines now, my friend? We can use it to rebuild the kingdom and as a place to work for those who lost their jobs during the war. Fine plan. If we can reward those who have suffered during the war, Glenbrook will recover all the faster. We won't be able to use Dragan's explosives. I wonder if we'll be able to mine these tunnels on our own. Where there's a will, there's a way, my friend. We will find that way for sure for Glenbrook.
There were more people here when I came scouting. My guess is that they are hiding within the tunnels now. They may be planning an ambush. We should see if there's anything we can use to our advantage around here.
There was another thing flashing. Where is it? There it is.
I suppose the number of minecarts indicates how much work the Duchy has done in these tunnels. To think they've come so far in so short a time makes me wonder what their hurry is.
Right. There are explosives everywhere. I have a bad feeling about this.
Benedict, these spheres everywhere. Unless I'm mistaken, they're explosives.
Yes, a means Lord Dragan devised for breaking through the bedrock. They aren't as powerful as blast crystals, but they are simple to set and can be manipulated to go off at the same time.
Reckon I'll go collect whatever charges are left, my lord. Just to be safe.
Thank you. I do not find it strange that there are explosives in a mine, only that they have been left here.
Indeed. As deadly as they are, one would hope they were stored more safely.
You'd think the miners would have put them at the far end of the tunnel if they meant to use them.
But they're everywhere, along the whole length.
If they were to detonate, the entire tunnel would collapse.
Then they must have been left here on purpose.
Intruders! Get them!
The Frosty army!
else? Nothing else. To battle it is.
The Frosty mean to seal off the mine.
Do not let them through the tunnel. Kill them.
But this is House Wolfort we're up against, Commander.
You think I don't know that? The battle won't be easily won. But if we've the metal to use our explosives, victory may cost us our lives, but we can take those Wolfort curs with us. For Esfrost, for an end to Hysantian tyranny. We must blockade the mines. Soldiers, make ready.
Aye! No, they don't mean to.
They would blow the tunnel at the cost of their own lives?
Are they trying to make their parents cry? Let me help you beat some sense into these fools, my lord.
Your aid is most welcome, Trish.
That is in 72. Oh my god, that is a world away, isn't it? Okay. Explosives. Explosives set by the enemy are set to detonate on time. Move next to the enemy explosives and disarm them before they detonate. Minecarts. Rail will glow blue when a cart can be used, and the opposite area station will become selectable. Yellow banners indicate minecart call stations. Yep, I've got that. Yes, yes, yes. Call and cart. Yes, yes, yes. All this is known to me.
Comrades, we will seal off the mines, whatever it takes.
If it costs us our lives to destroy our enemy, so be it. Detonate the charges and let them rot in pieces among the iron.
We've no hope if they set off the explosives. Do not take this lightly. They're willing to martyr themselves to defeat us.
The bastards think they can take us down with them? Sorry, but I got better things to do than get blown up.
Right, every single. Oh my god.
For victory!
Why,
Yes!
Feisty, aren't we?
This is annoying.
No slack at all.
Tides are turning.
Prepare to face the Dawn Spear.
Use that damn thing again. go on to it and use it now. Fucking sensible though, wouldn't it?
It's come to this.
Didn't actually mean to do that, but whatever. Come on.
All right, the rest of you, keep going. Blow up the tunnel and seal off the mines.
Shut the hell.
Damn! We need to hurry before the explosives go off. From where shall we strike?
It would hurry if you'd actually let me use the damn minecarts, but that one seems unusable for some fucking reason, while this one actually seems usable because it's flesh and fucking blue. But how would I know? Because I still can't fucking use the damn thing. It's no fucking sense. Oh my god, just...
Death from above!
Ready for battle.
Ah!
I'll show you what I can do.
You can do nothing because you're not letting me do any fucking thing.
It's time.
I really would like to. Can get me one of these fucking bombs, but that ain't fucking happening, is it? Can't even use the fucking minecarts. Stupid fucking piece of shit. Yet.
You're joking.
I stand ready.
Why do you have no fucking range?
Out of my way!
For victory!
49 turns.
Yes!
You little...
Feisty, aren't we? No slacking
Thank you.
off.
On my honor as the Dawn Spear. You can't save yourself.
Damn it! They got me!
It's annoying. Do I have a... It's not paralysis though, is it? Paralysis, sleep, cure.
This is the ticket.
Forward! Death from above!
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah!
Go! It's time. This'll do it!
Now's my chance!
I'll show you what I can do.
Let's get rid of him.
Are you in need? Out of my way! Painful, wasn't it?
I won't lose! Be gone! I shirk from no danger!
Now it's my turn.
On my honor as the Dawn Spear. It ends!
Ow! Point me at him!
Forward!
How long? 23? That's a world away.
Time to take action. They're going to detonate any minute. Quickly now. Focus on the explosives.
I'm trying. You.
Here I come! It's not over yet.
Thank you.
So it comes to battle. Where was I?
My time has come. Here you fall!
For the Duchy! For the loved ones awaiting word of our triumph! We will win this! One way or...
More of them.
Another.
Stay on your guard, my friends.
Ah, great. All the way over. Wonderful. Well, at least it has 70 fucking turns for me to get over there.
Now it's my turn.
I'm just going to keep you back here just in case some decide to appear right at the freaking start of the area, which wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Behold!
For the honor of House Wolfort. Whatever it takes. Right on target.
Make way! You're
We're
alive!
not done here. I will follow you faithfully till the end.
I'll show you what I can do.
So I can stay back.
I must remain calm.
Now then, to work.
My time has come. my way!
Right, it won't just let me move along the distance. Whatever.
Charge!
Feisty, aren't we?
Forward!
I shall protect you.
Sick and tired of your fucking regen. Piece of shit, just fucking die.
Damn, that hurt!
Whatever it takes.
You won't beat me! I'll end
Now's
you!
my chance!
Time for some sorcery. It's not over yet.
Time for some research. I'll give it my best.
Said stop fucking hitting yourself. Right, another one.
That's it? For victory!
Now it's my turn.
At your command.
For the honor of House Wolfort.
On my honor as the Dawn Spear. Behold!
Finally.
Yes!
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Wolfort bastards will have no home to return to if we fail to seal the mines off.
Would you stop fucking spawning in?
More soldiers. We need to stop them before they can set off the explosives.
I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
Oh, I know if I just go over here, they're gonna fucking spawn in even more down here by the entrance, aren't
Strike while
they?
the iron's hot.
Pain in the fucking ass.
Let my guard down!
Time for some research.
Come on! To further the arcane arts.
You little...
So it comes to battle.
Here you go.
That feels
I
good.
really feel like I've grown.
My turn.
Impossible!
Feisty, aren't we?
I stand ready.
19 fucking turns.
I won't stand for it! My work bears fruit.
For the honor of House Wolfort.
To lead, I must grow.
Prepare to face the Dawn Spear.
Time for some sorcery.
Let me return the favor.
Whatever it takes.
What's a fucking well-made one there?
Now what? Yeah, that worked, huh? I'm a genius.
I'll be fine.
Now it's my turn.
Remedy, can I please have someone over there, please? Right now, like this second.
You little...
Stop having enemies take turns!
Damn! I thought I was better than this.
Shut up, give me a fucking person. Give me one on my team.
Where shall we strike?
At your command. Here you fall.
Here I come.
For victory!
My lance, you see that?
On my honor as the Dawn Spear.
Oh god, I need to run to the bathroom quickly. Ugh, that's decidedly unexpected. Anyway, can I give him... Kill him? Really? That's annoying.
Now it's my turn.
My turn! That's it?
I must remain calm. Yeah. Strike while the iron's hot.
I'll be fine.
What do you need to help?
Go! Go!
Forward!
Idiots! Ah, wonderful.
Now I end this.
Wipe you out.
Time for some sorcery.
At your command. Here,
You've left yourself open.
Wipe you out.
Come on then.
This won't be easy.
Here, they're just you and you left.
We're not done here. Whatever it takes.
Really? Oh, that's annoying.
I must hold firm. It's come to this.
Help, may as well grab that.
Oh, impossible!
So it comes to battle. Let's try this.
So, it falls to me.
Go! Time for some sorcery.
God, they just won't fucking stop.
Now it's my turn.
Defeat is not an option.
Perish. I stand ready.
Ready?
Out of my way! This won't be easy.
Strike while the iron's hot.
So,
Whoops.
it falls to me.
Did I just... Eh? Oh.
My courage will not waver. It's come to this.
It's time.
Charge your strength for all you wish, you pieces of crap. You are fucking dying.
I'll show you what I can do.
Now it's my turn.
Carefully.
Now then, to work.
Strike while the iron's hot.
At your command.
And I don't care.
On guard!
I shan't hold back. Prepare yourself.
Oh, impossible!
Feisty, aren't we?
I'll show you what I can do.
Da-da-da-da. Come on.
Must remain calm.
Yeah! On it!
These frosty soldiers have been dealt with. The mine is ours again. But
Back
Why
right
was
there.
Esfrost so desperate to keep it from us?
Hmm. That was kind of a bad fight, but whatever.
That was close. To think they tried to collapse the tunnel with themselves still inside.
Why would the Esfrosti blow themselves up to destroy the place they were charged to defend? It makes no strategic sense.
Nothing Esfrost does make sense. But if they were this desperate, there must be something in there they do not want us finding. We must see what lies at the end of this tunnel.
Now let us press on.
Oh! These pink rocks aren't iron.
It's salt. Or rather, salt crystal.
Crystallized salt, untapped beneath the earth. The Rosellan legend my mother recorded is true.
The Grand Norzellian mines must have been built upon a vein of crystals. This explains how Esfrost was able to cut ties with Hyzant.
As long as they could excavate their own, they didn't need to rely on the salt from the Holy State. They could fight without it.
How do you think Gustadolf discovered this?
Lord Dragan was in charge of the mines, until he was assassinated in that sudden Esfrosti raid, which Gustadolf used as a pretense to invade Glenbrook, after which he claimed control of the mines. That tells me Lord Dragan was likely the first to discover the salt crystals. However, a struggle ensued between him and Gustadolf over their ownership.
So Gustadolf had him killed and ordered the invasion of Glenbrook. In order to seize control of the mines and secure the salt crystals for himself. That scheming bastard!
Looks like we made the right call, taking back the mines. We already took loads of salt crystals to the Duchy, but even that ain't gonna last them forever.
Indeed. If we can hold the mines, Esfrost will have no choice but to surrender.
And what if they discover another vein of salt crystals elsewhere?
A real possibility, if the Rosellan legend is to be believed. But the Grand Norzellian mines only succeeded because all three powers worked together. If this is the kind of terrain salt crystals are found in, Esfrost cannot dig a new mine all on their own that easily.
Meaning they are at their most vulnerable now, without a source of salt to call their own.
This does not concern only Esfrost. The existence of salt crystals will undermine the very foundation upon which Hyzant is built.
If people knew that, then the two pillars of Hyzantian power, the source and the might of their goddess, would crumble.
And it would prove the Rosellan legend is true. If we reveal the truth, they would be forced to free the Rosell they've imprisoned.
We hold the very future of Norzellia in our hands.
Whatever we decide to do, we cannot decide it lightly.
Indeed. For now, let us return to the Crown City. Huet, send word to the capital. I want Kingdom soldiers posted around this entire area. Tell them to allow no one anywhere near the mines.
It shall be done, sire.
This must be what the old man was hoping to find.
So, our army failed to secure the Grand Norzellian mines.
It would seem House Wolfort interfered. Glenbrook forces already surround the area, so retaking the mines is likely out of the question.
They must have discovered the salt crystals. Damn them. Gather our soldiers, and be quick about it.
Aye, Your Grace.
I see you finally decided to answer my summons, Svarog.
I shan't use laboring in secret to complete the death knell as an excuse. Punish me as you see fit. If you think you can, that is.
I ought to wipe that impertinent smile off your face.
I saw what they brought in from the Grand Norzelian mines.
Huh. So you know of the salt crystals?
Enough secrets, Gustadolf. Tell me what you are planning.
To use those salt crystals to put the final nail in Hyzan's coffin. To free the people of Norzelia from their tyranny by ending their monopoly over salt.
By which you mean the strong will be free to trample the weak. Is that it?
I will not argue semantics. Though it is at least far more human to struggle for one's own survival, rather than capitulate to the whims of some goddess. People have the right to discover their own strength, and wield it to claim what is rightfully theirs. Just as you are contesting me at this very moment, Uncle.
How long have you known of the salt crystal's existence?
I learned of the possibility long ago, when I read of them in an old text from the archives. Ancient knowledge should never be discarded, as you well know, since you had Dragan study there to perfect his explosives.
You are the one who had him killed.
Spare me your unfounded speculation.
Unfounded, you say? Dragan oversaw the mine. It only stands to reason that he would have discovered the salt crystals first. So you, in your greed, had him killed, so that you might claim his discovery for your own! Not only that, but you used his murder as a pretext to invade Glenbrook. Am I wrong?
Huh. You have an admirable imagination. Admirable, but mistaken. Your son was quite the ambitious man, you know.
What do you mean?
You know very well what I mean. Indeed, Dragan did discover the salt crystals. Who else do you think told me of their existence? Yet he refused to hand them over unless I made him Prime Minister of Esfrost. And your son's scheming didn't end there. At the same time, he had initiated negotiations with Glenbrook. He offered them salt crystals in exchange for a noble title. He sought to fatherland and foe for all he could get.
Lies! All of it! How dare you dishonor my son's name!
I thought if anyone understood the extent of Dragan's ambition, it would be you. Uncle, now is not the time for family squabbles. Glenbrook now knows of the salt crystals. It is but a matter of time until Hyzant learns of them as well. We must make ready to stand against them.
What would you have me do?
The death knell is taking far too long to build. See that it is finished with haste. Do that, and I will name you my Prime Minister, so you may fulfill your dearly departed son's dream in his stead.
Very well.
There is no time to waste. War will be upon our doorstep before we know it. A war to end all wars. A war whose victor shall rule Norzelia in her glorious entirety.
Yeah, I really don't get the chapter title sometimes. Yeah, well.
Deep in the Grand Norzelian mines lay a most unexpected discovery. Crystals of pure salt. Now in possession of knowledge that could alter the course of history in Norzelia, the members of House Wolford gather at Whiteholm Castle to discuss their next move.
Unexpected though it may be, the salt crystals are now ours. How shall we proceed?
Carefully, for it has the potential to alter the balance of power across Norzelia. This is an opportunity to reshape the realm to our benefit. We must be strategic.
It's a target on our backs is what it is. There'll be no peace for us so long as we hold them.
Hyzant will set upon us with a fury we've never known if they hear of this.
She's right. They will stop at nothing to defend their faith.
Nor will Esfrost go quietly into the night.
Then let us prepare for when word does spread, rather than fret over how long we can keep the secret. Whether we protect the salt as ours, or find another way to use it, we must act soon.
What say you, Your Majesty?
We find ourselves at a crossroads. Not just as a kingdom, but an entire realm. Our decision will touch every life in Norzelia. I too wish to act quickly. But I beg you all for a moment alone with my thoughts.
Your caution is admirable, but ill-advised. Hesitation could cost us everything.
That much is obvious. Yet I cannot race headlong into the unknown when so much depends upon us.
Benedict, I find myself unmoored as well. I wish to hear from all present before we decide upon a course of action.
As you wish. Pray let it be swift.
Serenoa, answer me this. Can I count on you to walk the path with me, whatever it may be?
I was named Lord of House Wolfort long before I was inducted into the Saintly Seven. And I've been your friend even longer still.
Say no more. Take the others to Castle Wolfort and await my word. Likewise, inform me of any movements from Hyzant.
As you wish. Until we meet again.
Criminy. Why is it so freaking cold today? Okay. Okay.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twins Gate. I have asked you here to tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzelian mines. Alas, Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us. What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolfort is led by one of the Saintly Seven of Hyzant. They will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core. I trust you can all imagine how Hyzant will respond to such an affront. They will not go quietly, but will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded. Therefore, we must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Esfrost if we are to counter this grave threat. But we cannot stop there, for that will only draw Hyzant to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzelia in their name. The Duchy has never been in a more precarious position. But we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king. We shall greet our enemies at Twinsgate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzant. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzant reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my black iron heroes. Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Esfrost!
For Esfrost!
Oh yes. The Death Snell will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
Have you heard the popular rumor, Lord Claris?
That Hyzant intends to raise an army against Glenbrook? Yes, I am familiar.
So it's reached the consortium then. Is it true?
King Roland has only just reclaimed the Crown City with Hyzant's help, not to mention restored relations with them. Ordinarily, such a thing would be unthinkable, but the rumors are so persistent that I think something may be afoot.
For example?
I wouldn't be so restless if I had an example to give.
Esfrost gathers its troops at Twinsgate. Might they have heard the rumors as well?
Perhaps. A battle for the very soul of Norzelia may loom on the horizon. But therein lies the opportunity for merchants like us. You can't wage war without a surfeit of supplies.
You're quite right about that.
And each shift in Norzelia's power balance opens new business opportunities.
Will the consortium continue trading with Hyzant?
'Tis difficult to say. I believe House Wolfort's actions from here on will be key to the consortium's decision.
House Wolfort, you say?
Indeed. They've been involved in most every conflict between the three nations on this continent. Why stop now? I shall wait and see how Lord Serenoa responds first, lest I make any hasty decisions.
See, Claris is smart. Boy, he's gonna be surprised to find out about all the salt, though. It's really gonna mess with the consortium, but whatever.
Ah, Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook. Deep within the Grand Rosalian mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Impossible!
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing,
bestowed only upon the goddess's followers. The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzant.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Of course. But how?
The Hierophant has spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Norzelian mines in Hyzant's name.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolfort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor-bound to heed the Hierophant's word. But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolfort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
Looks like I'll be killing X-Arm then. Pity.
Hyzant has learned of the salt crystals. Minister Exham of the Saintly Seven wastes no time in mustering his army, which now marches on the Grand Norzelian mines. Elsewhere, Gustadolf amasses his own forces at Twins Gate in anticipation of the war to come. All eyes are on Glenbrook, where Roland and Serenoa's pronouncement could touch off a battle for the soul of Norzelia. After much deliberation, Roland makes his way to Castle Wolfort to inform Serenoa of the decision that now weighs heavy on his heart.
Oh, yeah. Nothing new. Don't be anything new with you either. Nothing new with you. Okay.
I appreciate you coming all this way, Roland.
I was the one who asked for your time, so it is only natural I make the journey. I wish to tell you that I finally made up my mind.
And I would hear your decision if you were willing to share it with me.
I've long pondered over the one thing that Norzelia needs most. I thought back on the Salt Iron War. 30 years have passed, yet the root of our conflict remains the same. Each nation still thinks only of itself, wishing to fill its coffers even at the expense of others. But who bears the brunt of such a war?
The people.
Exactly so. The avarice of the ruler is an existential threat to their loyal subjects.
And yet without that wealth, the people suffer just as much. They languish in poverty.
This much is obvious. But there can be no winner without a loser. Remove one, and you necessarily remove the other. If we achieve equality, we achieve peace.
And how do you propose we achieve? No. No, surely you don't mean...
Yes. The goddess's teachings. All can live as equals under the goddess. An authority greater than any king. The model nation was in front of us all along, Serenoa. The holy state of Hyzant. I have decided that we must give the salt crystals in the Grand Norzelian mines to Hyzant.
And in so doing, you'll give them control of all Norzelia.
Exactly. There will be no more squabbling over salt. Norzelia will know eternal peace at last.
Unequal peace, surely. One built on the backs of a people like the Roselle, if not the Roselle themselves.
Oi. Hello, Bane Nightmare. This is a bad decision, Roland.
I am not blind to that fact. But so few will suffer for the good of so many. Nothing in this world is perfect, Serenoa. The sacrifice of the few for the good of the many. It's the only clear answer, and one I would give every time I were asked.
Submitting to the goddess will rob you of your kingship.
So be it. My crown, my pride. They're but small prices to pay for peace.
You are truly prepared to throw it all away.
Join me, Serenoa. Let us unite Norzelia under the Holy State.
Roland, this is quite sudden.
I understand. Pray, take all the time you need. I expect Frederica will want nothing to do with this plan, seeing as it forsakes her people. I am already mourning the rift this may cause between you. But I shall not be swayed. This will be my final act as Glenbrook's king.
King Roland's anguish plays plainly across his face. It pains me to see him so tortured.
I'm not surprised. The future of our kingdom, to say nothing of the entire continent, rests upon his shoulders.
Pray tell, what do you intend to do about the salt crystals?
In truth, I cannot decide. Salt is too precious to be hoarded. We've a duty to share it with the people, which is...
Where the difficulty lies, yes. The source makes that all too clear. Salt lies at the heart of every war in Norzelia.
Would that the boundless salted sea of Rosellan legend still existed. We'd have no need of conflict if there were a source of salt for all.
My love, if I may, the discovery of the salt crystals has made two things plain to me. The first is that my mother spoke true in the legend she passed on to me.
And the other is that the goddess's teachings are nothing more than a lie built to constrain your people.
Just so. We are guilty of nothing. Yet the Roselle languish in the source, where they are looked down upon and forced to work until they die. Entire generations lost, countless lives given to Hyzant's cruelty. Cruelty created to justify Hyzant's own avarice and lust for power.
Such is the ugly lie at the heart of their teachings.
One revealed by a crystal of the mineral they hold so dear. The time has come, Serenoa. The Roselle must be freed. The salt crystals have brought us to the brink of war. We can harness this unrest, incite the Roselle to rise up and rebel against their captors.
I am with you. Believe me, I am. But you make it sound so...
Simple. Yes, I know. But the suffering of my people is so distant for everyone else. We can no longer wait for someone to do the right thing. Help isn't coming. Why else would my own mother incite rebellion? We are alone.
I swear to you, none of this feels distant to me. The Roselle live in my domain. I am betrothed to you, my dear. It couldn't feel any closer.
And I thank the stars that I have you by my side. I do. In truth, that's why I think this time will be different. Why I'll be able to accomplish what my mother could not.
I agree. But the risk is immense. Suppose we succeed, what then? Hyzant will not let us go quietly.
Of course not.
And when that time comes, you can lead the Roselle to Centralia, just as your mother wrote about in the book she left behind. Beyond the Great Falls and the Falk's domain at the end of the Norzelia River, the ancestral home of the Roselle.
But that's just a legend.
We've already found one legend to be rooted in truth. Perhaps this one is as well. And if not, at least you'll be safe from harm.
I doubt Benedict will share our feelings, though. Abandoning all we've built to embark on a journey fraught with danger in search of a legend. Yet no matter how perilous the path ahead, I would happily walk it at your side.
I trust you understand what a monumental effect the discovery of these salt crystals will have on Norzelia's history. Whatever course of action we choose will determine whether House Wolfort leaves a legacy in that history, or is expunged from it.
How would you proceed, Benedict?
I would do all I could to keep it from falling into Hyzant's hands. They already control the source. With the crystals in hand, they will solidify their grip on the realm and in time dominate it. The siren song of a false equality under their goddess shall blanket the land, claiming every domain and its people.
Even though they count me among the Saintly Seven?
Even then, for that matters little when the equality they espouse is dictated by the goddess, or should I say, the Hierophant. In the end, they will have the same life and death control over all Norzelia that they now hold over the Roselle.
And our wounds from the battle with Esfrost have only begun to heal. Hyzant will destroy us if we wage war against them in our current state.
But they stand little chance against us if we ally with Esfrost.
Ally with Esfrost? Are you of sound mind, Benedict?
Quite. Think about it for a moment. Esfrost wants nothing more than to loosen Hyzant's grip. They will go to war if it means control of the salt crystals.
Our interests are broadly aligned, yes, but...
Esfrost has been building toward precisely that purpose for some time now.
You speak of the Death Knell, the weapon that Cordelia mentioned.
Precisely. A weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield to rubble, leaving Hyzant's capital ripe for the taking. Without that weapon, we cannot win. You need only say the word, and I shall convince Esfrost to join our side.
I appreciate your candor, Benedict, and I do not doubt you could secure Esfrost's cooperation. But I fear the harder fight is within our own domain. King Roland's heart will not be easily won.
I bid you listen closely and calmly to what I'm about to ask.
From whence this somber tone?
Do you believe King Roland is fit to rule?
What are you implying?
Decorum is of little use when the fate of our realm is at stake, Lord Serenoa. Are you content to spend the rest of your life in servitude to another?
Not another word, Benedict. Roland is more than my king. He is my friend.
And you are Lord of House Wolfort, whose military prowess is known to all Norzelia. Not the guard dog of Glenbrook and Hyzant. What else are you here to do, if not to protect your house and keep its banner aloft? But you have the potential for so much more. All Norzelia could be yours if you but desired it.
Treason, if not outright regicide. These are your suggestions.
Of course not. The blood in your veins and the royal family's ring are claim enough to the throne. There is no need for violence.
I told you not to speak of that again.
But you did not tell me to forget. The time to reckon with your lineage draws near. You must make a...
I've heard enough. Leave me.
Just know that I will do anything you ask of me, Lord Serenoa. I pray that you make the right choice, not only for House Wolfort, but for yourself.
Ay. Okay.
You are certain Hyzan's army marches for the Grand Norzelian mines?
There is no doubt.
They've heard word of the crystals.
It was only a matter of time. We knew this.
Esfrost's army gathers at Twinsgate as well.
War's breaking out over this thing, and we've got to be ready.
How will Glenbrook respond, King Roland?
There's no need to prepare for war. I have decided that we will surrender the salt crystals to the holy state of Hyzant.
What?
Furthermore, I hereby declare that the kingdom of Glenbrook and its people shall submit to the goddess and her teachings. There is no way to bring happiness to all Norzelia with the salt crystals. Which is why I have chosen a path that will allow the greatest number of people to live in equality and harmony.
How could you? Do you not see that Hyzant's dominion over Norzelia's salt is why we are in conflict already? Is the suffering of the Roselle not proof enough that the goddess's vaunted equality is a lie?
She speaks the truth, my king. Handing over the salt crystals is tantamount to giving Hyzant's goddess free reign of Norzelia. Will you so readily surrender the realm to the Hierophant?
I acknowledge the abdication of my kingdom and kingship alike. A small price to pay in my eyes, in exchange for the security and prosperity of the many.
And the sacrifice of the Roselle, is that a small price to you?
It is.
How could you say such a thing to my face?
I, for one, oppose. I would prefer to ally with Esfrost and strike back at Hyzant. The salt deposits within the mines give us the leverage we need to convince Gustadolf to join us.
Ally with Esfrost? You dare suggest we ally with the man who murdered my father?
I see no reason why we should not. You proposed abdicating the throne for the sake of the kingdom and its people. So you should have no trouble putting aside your own feelings and judging this matter dispassionately.
I cannot believe my own ears. I will not have you lecture me on feelings when it is not your father he murdered.
None of you can see beyond your own grievances. It's no wonder my people have suffered for generations. We're told to believe in the goddess, while our own lives are thrown away to make a few more grains of your precious salt. And now, even with proof that the goddess is a lie, you would watch us dig our own graves for your comfort.
Lady Frederica, please. We shall speak of the Roselle in due time.
No, I've heard that before. Your due time is never, and I will not have you cast us aside for another 3 decades or more. All else is in disarray. If Hyzant seizes the salt crystals, we forfeit the best opportunity in decades to free my people. We know the truth. We must act upon it. We must be a light in the darkness.
We cannot afford to dilute our forces when the enemy marches on us as we speak.
So we are a distraction to you?
I am merely being rational. Liberating the Roselle would be extremely dangerous. We cannot take such a risk. Suppose we succeed. How do you propose we fend off the fury Hyzant will rain down upon us?
Esfrost would pounce on us, sensing weakness at the undue burden we've taken upon ourselves.
Precisely. We would be without allies and ripe for the taking.
There is another way.
And what, pray tell, would that be?
We set out alongside the Roselle in search of Centralia.
Centralia is a myth.
The legends of my people are true.
I care not one whit if they are. I will hear no talk of forsaking the Wolfort domain.
Silence! I have heard enough to know where each of you stand. Do you all hold the courage of your own convictions?
I do.
Nothing I've heard here has swayed me.
I feel the same.
Very well. But know that a choice must be made. There can only be one way forward. Face the scales of conviction and prepare to make peace with the outcome.
What we take today may well open a rift between us. Nevertheless, it must proceed. I'm prepared to accept his outcome. To think King Roland, Lady Frederica and Sir Benedict's convictions would diverge so greatly after all this time. Just between you and me, Lord Serenoa, what do you make of their plans? I think Roland's a fucking moron. Frederica's wish is a human one. She desires to liberate those who have been cruelly oppressed. Aye, but in reality, humans usually only act in their own best interest, even if it means turning a blind eye to the suffering of others. Lady Frederica is a strong woman to stand up for what is right. Couldn't agree more. Ignoring their plight now would be shameful, especially knowing what we do of their innocence. Everyone's choices are deeply rooted in their convictions. Makes me wonder if they'll be able to abide by the Scale's decision. Lord Serenoa, it will fall to you to lead everyone down the right path. Of course, I wish for all of us to walk astride the same path as we always have. Lord Serenoa, cannot help but feel that our greatest battle lies ahead, regardless of which path you choose. I know this may not be the best time to say so, but my wife gave birth to our first child not a few days ago. I will not force you to march with us. I ask only that you act according to your own convictions. Might I have time to think about it, my lord? But of course, the path before me diverges as well. I must also take time to think before making a decision. Let us both choose a path that leaves us with no regrets. Thank you, Lord Serenoa. It is an honor to call you my lord. Right.
However,
Here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the Crown City, only for the king to speak of forsaking it. As his subject, it is my duty to follow his decree, and yet... My lord, the choice before us feels immense. I'm utterly adrift. Pray, tell me how you see the proposals from King Roland and the others. I need your guidance. taken Frederica's side in all this? What fascination do the Roselle hold for you, my lord? There's no better time. Frederica has shown me a future in which no one is beholden to Salt, or indeed any nation. So if the choice is to ally with the Duchy, and prize might over all else, or submit to the Holy State who prey upon the weak.
But...
You mean to suggest we simply do neither? Precisely. She has shown me the Roselle legends are true. That means there is hope for all of us. A hope I would bet my life upon. So long as we sit between two nations who've no compassion for the weak, I fear we will never know peace.
Furthermore...
Take your point. War will spread and perhaps only end when the death knell and outbreak are unleashed upon the continent. So you see why I choose to flee with the weak, rather than be party to the atrocities of the powerful. It will be a flight amid a hail of arrows and steel, but so righteous and noble that I would be proud to give my life for it. You've stated your case well, my lord.
Aye, lad.
Oh, sweat and blood's fed this land. Build it into a proper domain. I see no reason why we should surrender it all to Hyzant. And Lady Frederica, while I sympathize, asks that we risk everything for the sake of the Roselle.
Here's what I think.
Benedict's got the right of it, I reckon. But even that doesn't quite quit the nagging feeling I get every time I think about our options. How could you possibly support Lady Frederica's vision? Have you gone mad? I wish to carry out, nay, surpass my father's legacy of protecting the Roselle. I need you with me, Arador. Do your own father? Meaning what exactly? Do more for the Roselle than he did? I know things aren't what they were during the Salt Iron War, but is it not House Wolford's duty to come to the aid of those in need? Are we not to fight injustice and tyranny, wheresoever it may be? You dare invoke Lord Simone's own words? Cannot do this alone, Arador. The risk is too great. Only if all of House Wolford unites as one will we have a chance to succeed. I hear you, lad.
And so?
Just give me a moment to sit with what you said.
Lord Saranoa.
Benedict and King Roland would march us to war. Frederica would see Hyzant hunt us for all eternity. Perhaps her vision is not so different. So it's come to this. Ally with a one-time opponent, or flee with the Roselle.
However...
Bold proposals, all. Our tactics must be flawless. So you assent to Frederica's vision for the future? War is coming, a war for Roselia, and you would forfeit your role in it. The deaths Nell and Alfred are unleashed on the battlefield. The casualties will eclipse any war that's come before.
Perhaps.
The deaths Nell and Alfred. Casualties would be immense. I had not considered that they might be unleashed simultaneously. The stakes warrant it, whether they are complete or not. We have already shown them the way by using Alfred in battle.
Precisely. They will undoubtedly both be employed.
Then?
Unprecedented destruction is all that awaits us here. A war whose victor will rule over a pile of ash.
And I will not be party to such a devastation. I can think of far more productive uses for such power.
I see your reasoning. I confess I fought only in terms of battles past. So much so that I forgot avoiding battle was ever an option.
What do you need?
Each path before us demands a great sacrifice in exchange for a great reward. I'm sure King Roland, Benedict, and Frederica have agonized over their proposals.
Well...
So now we must agonize over our own decisions. I must say, I'm surprised by your support for Frederica's vision. I've been by her side for years, but even I must admit it is rather... hopeful, if I'm being charitable. Perhaps you see something I do not.
Zelia will be forever plagued by war. Wish to leave this place and create a new nation that knows only peace.
You mean to forsake not only your domain, but all Norzelia?
I don't know.
I concede that Hyzant will not admit defeat should we manage to free the Roselle. Do you truly believe that searching for Centralia and starting anew will prove any easier?
I do. I acknowledge that it is far easier said than done.
Uh-huh.
I should say so. Sounds like a daydream, if I may speak so plainly.
I don't know.
Yet the world is vast and full of wonders. Cannot in good faith argue that Centralia does not exist. Perhaps forging ahead is the only answer. May it lead us to the future you dream of. If that is what you desire. Nothing else. As Frederica's attendant, I must say that it warms my heart to see you support her so diligently. You must truly love her.
Right. Even though it's impossible...
Serenoa.
Must give Hyzant the salt crystals. Cow Alfrost and unite all Norzelia in the name of the goddess. Else we will never know peace. Roselle will continue to suffer, 'tis true, but this will end the war as we know it. And countless more will live in peace as equals.
I have made my decision.
I will see this done, not just for the people of Glenbrook, but for all Norzelia. Roland, you are the king. Surely cooperation with Hyzant need not mean the forfeit of the kingdom.
I think not.
That is where you are wrong, my friend. My time on the throne has shown me that the people need a force more powerful than any king to show them the way. There are many paths that lead us out of war, Roland. Cooperating with Airfrost, for instance. End the war by allying with the very Archduke who set this in motion. No, cooperating with that tyrant ends nothing. His avarice has brought only pain and suffering to this land.
Moreover,
if anyone understood the torturous path I've taken to arrive at this decision, I thought it would be you, Serenoa.
Okay.
Can't even argue with him.
It is time to cast our votes. The opinions before us are many. Roland's, Frederica's, Benedict's. Which to choose? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I agree wholeheartedly.
1?
You have my vote.
It's 2?
I have faith in you.
Yeah, Frederica's plan.
I'm with you.
Glad I convinced them.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen. The way forward is decided. Frederica's dream is worth realizing. We will free the Roselle from the source.
Question is, will Roland the Idiot agree, and will Benedict?
A tumultuous meeting exposes a yawning chasm between Roland, Frederica, and Benedict's visions for the future. Yet only one will emerge victorious, for such is the custom of House Wolford. As ever, the scales of conviction have the final word. The time has come for judgments to be rendered, and leaders to steel themselves for the outcome.
We've chosen our path. We are to free the Roselle being held in Hyzant's source.
You have chosen the one path I cannot take.
I understand your disappointment, Benedict, but the scales have spoken. And so I ask for your wisdom. Help us find a way to free the Roselle.
Hyzant will destroy everything you hold dear if you attempt to free them. That way lies ruin. Your choice is to turn your back on this house, to cast aside your land and the people who have built their lives upon it. I will not, I cannot endorse such betrayal.
I agree that we will be ill-prepared to defend the domain this way. Should that come to pass, I am prepared to flee with the Roselle and search for Centralia. They say it is home to a boundless salted sea. Surely a land where none need fight for salt is a land worth seeking. This is an opportunity, Benedict. We could find a new home instead of fighting the wars of old yet again.
Why not channel that resolve to lead the people of Norzelia as their king? You hold the power and the might. You lack only the will. With the salt crystals in hand, you shall ascend the throne. I shall see to it that you are coronated. Then we can liberate the Roselle, or whatever else your heart desires.
Liberate the Roselle, or whatever else. I never dreamed I would hear such callous words fall from your lips.
I stand by them. I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolford are safe and secure. I shall offer my counsel by force, if needed.
You don't mean to fight the lad.
Stand down, Benedict.
No, Anna. This is a challenge that I must accept.
I beg you to reconsider. If you mean to proceed with this folly, then you will do so over my dead body. You can do so much more, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the upper hand. Esfrost and Hyzant would bend the knee to you. You could unite all Norzelia under your rule.
You were right about me, Benedict. I lack the will. I have no desire to rule Norzelia. I wish to see an oppressed people set free and nothing more.
At what cost? Would you see your loyal subjects conquered by another nation?
I would forfeit my lordship. The people of Wolfort will endure without me. The Roselle have no such champion for their cause. We are the only ones who can set them free.
Give me the order, and I shall reduce Hyzant to rubble. Then they shall be free.
The ensuing battle will only breed further resentment, or worse, displace others who will be treated like the Roselle. War cannot solve every problem, and our liberation of the Roselle shall prove as much.
So, you now take blind counsel from your betrothed. To think that an arranged marriage will lead to this folly.
Enough! I came to this conclusion of my own free will. I have seen the challenges that face Norzelia, and this is how I choose to respond.
You are every inch Lady Destra's child. Your compassion steers you headlong into every conflict. Alas, compassion is easily trampled. It can only exist so long as it has an army at its back. My patience grows thin, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the power to bring peace to Norzelia.
You're wrong. It is little more than the catalyst for another protracted war.
A war we can win. Let me lead you to victory.
There is always a war to be won. Do you not see the cycle at work? I will break that cycle and use my power to liberate the oppressed.
You talk of fleeing from your duty, of pure fantasy.
We need you, Benedict. Why can you not put our differences aside?
This is absurd. You race toward your own destruction, and I will not be party to it. Lord Simon entrusted me with the future of this house. And I swore an oath to Lady Destra that I would protect you no matter what the cost.
You are shackled to the past, Benedict.
I would call it loyalty.
And it has come to this. For the sake of our future, I must strike you down.
Prepare yourself. You came, you missed.
Here!
You came, you missed. I yield. Grant me the mercy of a swift death.
No. Neither father nor mother would stand for the killing of a loyal retainer. The rest of us shall make our way to Hyzant in secret. You will remain here. Lead the people out of the Wolfort domain before the Hyzantian army assaults this castle, and keep them safe.
These are your orders, in exchange for sparing my life?
These are not orders, and there is no exchange to be made. This is the last thing I will ever ask of you as my steward and loyal friend of House Wolford.
And so, you follow in the footsteps of Lord Simone and Lady Destra, leaving me behind with the most arduous tasks. I shall rise to the occasion, my lord. I shall do whatever is required to see that the Wolford name and its people survive. Should House Wolford lose its lord, I shall lead the house forward in your stead.
I have no doubt you will.
Benedict.
Mule-headed fool.
We've each made our choices. Now we must walk the path we believe is right.
Yes.
King Roland, this decision means casting Glenbrook aside. I know I cannot ask you to come with me, but will you agree to see to the salt crystals?
No. I am sorry, my friend. But I am not worthy to oversee such an important task.
Of course you are. You have always striven to be fair and just.
You hold me much too high in regard. Our conversation earlier made me realize the truth. My faith was misguided, as were my actions. I believed exacting vengeance upon Esfrost would be proof enough I was Glenbrook's rightful king. But I gave no thought to the bloody cost of revenge. This kingdom and its subjects should not have to suffer such a selfish fool upon the throne.
Then, you will come with me?
I shall. Not as your king, but as your friend. If I can help those in need, that is enough. Glenbrook has the geographical advantage, and the salt crystals. And there are a small handful of trustworthy nobles remaining. I'm certain they will ensure the people thrive, even without a king. Glenbrook is in too powerful a position for foreign powers to interfere.
Roland.
You know you aren't leaving me behind. I've come this far by your side. I'm not abandoning you now.
You have my thanks, Huette.
Frederica, don't you think you ought to make your convictions clear to your companions?
Well, it's common knowledge by now that I'm an Esfrosti of Rosellan descent. I was a lonely child who hated that her hair was a different color from everyone else. But then I joined House Wolford. I met Jerome and witnessed the cruelty that my fellow Roselle suffered at the source. And I learned how brave my mother was, how long and hard she fought for her people's freedom. Compared to the horrors they went through, I have lived a life of privilege and comfort. I am proud to be a Rosellan, and proud to be a Wolford. I wish to be strong, strong like my lady mother before me. And I wish to see her dream of freeing our people fulfilled. I understand the difficulties that lie ahead, but hope that I might have you all with me.
We will always be there beside you, Frederica.
My lord, Hyzant's army has sent a message ahead of their forces. It says, the Grand Norzalian mines must be conferred to the goddess as a divine offering.
An offering? Sounds more like an ultimatum.
Precisely. If we refuse to relinquish the mines, they'll put the Wolford domain to the sword.
Then we've no time to waste. We must make ready to leave at once.
Benedict,
I leave the rest in your hands, Anna.
all these years I have watched you. I may not be able to replace you, but I will do my best.
Loath as I am to burden you with such responsibility, that is heartening.
This ain't the Benedict I know. Come on, where's your usual glower?
You never change.
Huh, I should hope not. Defending House Wolford calls for consistency. And defend Wolford I shall, even in your absence.
I shall hold you to it, both of you.
I'm telling you, we've got it under control.
Your voice hasn't gotten any quieter.
Sorry. Parting ways with a friend always gets me worked up.
Thank you for seeing me off, you two. Farewell.
What of the Byzantine forces?
They haven't entered the domain yet. If we act now, we could sneak around them and reach the capital.
Focused as they are on seizing the salt crystal deposits, I'd wager their domestic defenses are at a minimum.
If we can get into the capital and have the Roselle and the Source take up arms, we should stand a fair chance of helping them escape.
But Hyzant is wary of Serenoa for keeping the salt crystals from them, despite his position as one of the Saintly Seven. They may be short-handed, but if they spot him, we'll never make it inside.
We can use the Consortium cart to slip unnoticed into the capital.
The wagon from Claris? You sure we can trust the Consortium?
Yes. If only because this benefits both us and him. In exchange, I told him what secrets we learned of Esfrost and Hyzant.
You mean you told him of Dragan's murder and the illicit salt trade? I hope he understands those secrets must never leave his lips.
He understands. Once people learn of the salt crystals, Norzelia will change. And the Consortium will have a new role to serve. Now that they know, they will be better prepared to negotiate their position. They agreed to help us as a show of gratitude.
You've thought this through. Well done, Anna.
What of our things, Gila?
Stored safely within the cart, of course.
Things? What things?
The explosives we found in the tunnel.
After we've gotten the Roselle to rise up, we'll set sail from the harbor and make for the Folk's Domain, to the Great Falls. To make sure no one follows us, we'll blow up all the other ships in the harbor as we leave.
Frederica and I devised the plan ourselves.
A perfect way to make an escape with so many people.
Wise of you to make for the Falk's Domain. It's distant enough. You'll have plenty of time to hide.
Aye, about as far south as you can get. No better place, if your end goal is Centralia, too.
It's a good plan. We shall do what we can to make sure it succeeds.
Crafty as ever, you Wolfords. I am glad to be on your side.
But one problem remains. How do we get the Roselle and the Source to turn against their captors? If we can't win their trust, all this is for naught.
We need some way of persuading them. And quickly, too.
Let me worry about that. I can find the words to convince them. I am my mother's daughter, after all.
All right. I know you'll figure something out, Frederica.
There is one more thing. Huette, I'll need to send a bird.
Of course, my lady. Where to?
The Rosellan village. I'd like to tell Jerome and the others of our plan. I would have them meet us at the Great Falls.
Agreeing to such a thing means they will have to give up the lives they enjoy now. Do you think they will come?
I cannot say. Regardless, I owe it to them to let them know Hyzant is invading.
Indeed. Let us send word and see what they have to say.
Upon learning of the salt crystal deposits, Hyzant quickly musters her forces. they march upon the Wolfort domain, intent on seizing control of the mine. Serenoa decides to take this as an opportunity to free the Roselle enslaved at the source. But that decision leads to Benedict's departure from House Wolfort. Still grappling with grief over parting ways with their friend, Serenoa and the others make for the Hyzantian capital. There, amidst a land in turmoil, they hope to help the Roselle rise up against their oppressors.
Archduke Gustadolf, we received word from Wolfort. XM's forces have crossed into their domain.
So they know of the salt crystals. Then battle is inevitable. But how will House Wolfort respond?
I should think it obvious they will attack us. Their lord is one of the Saintly Seven, after all.
I am unconvinced of that. Perhaps they will offer us salt crystals to secure our alliance.
To what end?
History is changing around us as we speak. If Wolfort wishes to guide the shape our future takes, he will need all the help he can get. He can choose to submit to Hyzant's tyranny, or work with us to bring freedom to our land. Or he might choose to take advantage of the chaos. Will you follow in Lady Orlea's footsteps, Frederica? Somehow I doubt it.
Your pardon, Archduke.
It's nothing. I let my thoughts wander too far. Whatever path Wolfort chooses, they all lead to war. Ready our forces.
Boy, you in for a surprise, Gustadolf.
What? You want us to leave the city?
You couldn't have told us this sooner? I've got a family to worry about.
I understand I ask much of you, but a bloody battle is nigh. You must be ready to evacuate if it comes to it.
But where is our lord? Won't he protect us?
Lord Serenoa marches toward an even fiercer conflict than what we face here. He left me to protect the people of Wolfort in his stead. I ask that you trust in our house and do as I bid.
All right then. Well, I suppose we'll start packing.
Your mastery at matters of war has kept us safe this long. If you say we need to leave, that's what we'll do.
You have my thanks. I've one more thing to ask of you. Something I'd like each of you to make.
Minister Exham's forces ought to be crossing into Wolfort's domain any moment now.
Will it be war, or will they relinquish the salt crystal deposits without resistance?
I think we have no cause for worry. Minister Serenoa is one of our Saintly Seven, after all.
Nevertheless, we cannot be certain what he will choose. Whoever controls those salt crystals controls the future of all Norzelia. Knowing that, you truly think he would give them up without a fight?
Minister Lila is right. He may very well decide to ally with Aspfrost and rise up against us. I made sure Minister Exham understood he may very well be marching to war.
Wolfort is a prideful house. If we apply too much pressure on them, they may hold out simply out of principle.
Honestly, they are more trouble than they are worth. It almost makes me wish we could turn them and Aspfrost against each other.
That is something else to consider. We could even promise them the Roselle's freedom, should they triumph over the duchy.
A fine proposition. The best outcome would be to have them destroy Aspfrost for good.
And in doing so, they'd be destroyed themselves. Surely you would not wish for such slaughter.
Soft hearts have no place here, Minister Camsell. We fight for control of all Norzelia.
And we must fight to win. Our troops will need Elfric, Minister Lila. See that they have it.
Of course. I'll see to any final adjustments at the Ministry of Medicine.
And they don't even see me coming at all.
Concealed aboard Claris's consortium cart, Serenoa and his retinue slip out of the Wolfort domain past Exham's forces and make for the Hyzantian capital. As soon as they arrive, they review the particulars of their plan to lead the Roselle in revolt.
Scouts are reporting the Hyzantian army has crossed into the Wolfort domain. The force is commanded by Minister Exham, and is many times larger than what they used when we marched on the Crown City.
Enough to destroy Castle Wolfort, and then some. They ain't aiming just to scare us.
A foe even Benedict would be hard-pressed to prevail against.
Have faith, Anna. Benedict will protect our people as he always has.
I know.
That said, we cannot defend the domain itself. Our land and our castle will doubtless fall to Exham's forces.
Then we must act as if we have no home to return to.
We cannot waver in our resolve.
No. The time for doubts is long past. Listen well. After we have freed the Roselle from the Source, we will set our sights on their homeland in the south, on Centralia. We will find the Endless Sea and create a land free of suffering. A far-fetched dream if ever there was one, I know. I will not blame any of you if you do not wish to come.
A bit late for second thoughts now.
Aye, we're with you, my lord. Wherever you will lead us.
Then it's decided. We have much to discuss about our rescue plan. Claris, if you would.
The wagon will have to pass through an inspection at the Goddess's Shield before entering the city. I can throw my consortium weight around to see you safely through the inspection, but that's about all I'm good for.
That's more than enough. Thank you.
Then let's muscle our way into the Source. The guards won't expect an attack from the outside.
Getting in is not what worries me.
Indeed. The biggest obstacle we face is getting the Roselle to follow us out. They've been treated as criminals under the teachings for so long, they've come to believe they are guilty. They might be too terrified of disobeying the goddess to even agree to rise up.
My mother led them in revolt 30 years ago.
True, but only a small handful of people escaped.
I know. Freeing all of them means we must be even bolder than my mother.
Have you thought of how you'll convince them?
I have. I will smash the statue of the goddess to pieces. If they see her idol destroyed, The fear shackled about their hearts will break. Without terror to hold them back, the uprising of 30 years ago will look tiny in comparison.
But that statue is massive. How are you gonna reduce it to rubble?
I'm going to blow it up.
Ah, yes, if we use all the explosives we have, it will come crumbling down. But then we'd have none to destroy the ships that pursue us.
Exactly. That's why I think we ought to use Elfric on the ships instead.
Elfric? It is more powerful than the explosives.
And perfect for blowing up ships.
There must be some stored at the Ministry of Medicine, considering Minister Lila's involvement in its creation. But how will we detonate it without Milo?
Considering all the research they conducted, there must be some sort of documentation on how to use it.
Then what are we waiting for? If Lady Frederica's plan is going to succeed, we better go track some down.
All right, then we have our plan.
My friends. Thank you.
I'll handle the guards. Don't move a muscle, any of you. Don't even breathe. Hail! I am Claris of the Consortium. I bring goods for trade in the city, if you'll give me leave to pass.
Claris! Consortium's working you hard.
In these dangerous times, 'tis a privilege to be in such good employ. But you're worked even harder than I. Here, a small token of my appreciation.
You always have been a thoughtful man. Go on, then.
Wait. We cannot allow unscheduled goods into the city without inspection.
Fine. Guess there's no such thing as being too careful.
You needn't worry. Minister Camsel of the Saintly Seven sent for these goods himself.
He did?
Oh, yes. Look closely, and you'll see.
What have you done? Ah, you snake! I must call for reinforcements!
Claris, are you all right?
My apologies. Luckily, mine was the only face they saw. I will draw off the reinforcements while you make for the Ministry of Medicine. Quickly now. And do not forget to retrieve the explosives you buried in my cargo.
I'm sorry we've put you to such trouble. And we'll likely have to blow up Consortium ships on top of everything else.
Cause as much trouble as you wish. I know you'll repay me for it once this is all over.
Hurry. The majority of their forces may be absent, but we're finished if a guard catches sight of us.
To the Ministry of Medicine with us.
I should really check how many chapters are in the game, shouldn't I? Give me a minute here.
20 to 21. Okay. Imagine 21 is that golden route I've heard about. That I'm no longer eligible for, considering I burnt down half my fucking domain.
Unsurprising to find researchers here.
Hyzant still doesn't know we're moving against them. They shouldn't think us suspicious as long as we walk at a calm pace.
We can't go that slowly. Minister Kamzil is in charge of the guards, and he's no pushover. The longer we take, the more we'll lose our freedom of movement.
Claris is clever, but he could still get captured.
Then we'd best split up.
Indeed. We must find the Elfric and quickly.
Ugh, caught me snacking. Sometime later. We split up to take a look around, but I still can't find a single blast crystal in here. Wonder how the others are faring. Perhaps I should check on them, in on them.
Only those who are involved with the research subject are privy to its details. Something like the Elfric would be more protected than most.
Things are noisier here than I remember. Perhaps because they are preparing for battle. Wonder if Mr. Lila is here. I should keep an eye out for her.
We have to find that Elfric as soon as possible and make for the source. We must convince the Roselle that they have committed no crime and free them from that horrific place. It's the right thing to do. Now knowing the truth.
I imagine there will be no small amount of injuries from the coming battle. But we are currently preparing a system that can handle as many patients as possible. I can't help wondering how Benedict's doing. Sorry, lad. I know I should be focusing on finding that Elfric.
There seems to be archives on the other side of the door. Perhaps we can find documents about the Elfric. I managed to pick the lock not a moment ago. I will report back later with my findings.
Ah, Minister Serenoa. Are you here to meet with Minister Lila?
We made it this far thanks to Lord Claris. We must free the Roselle and help them flee Hyzant.
A battle is always a boon to our research. The injured and fallen are plenty. They will further our research on Elfric nicely. It's locked. The area ahead is off limits. Only those with permission may enter. And it... I shall resume my search for the Ulfric.
Lord Serenoa, look at this book.
What is it?
Did you find it?
No, only a book.
The Elfric method in practice. Does this detail how it is made?
Seems that way. It's littered with arcane terms I can scarcely comprehend. But if I'm grasping this correctly, the main component of Elfric is human remains. It says here, having harvested the corpses of Roselle who perished at the source.
Harvesting corpses? For what foul purpose?
We did not intend for Elfric to be weaponized. Our original goal was to harness its immense magical capabilities to power the automaton.
Automaton? What manner of contraption is that?
I do not know, but I doubt it is anything kind or good.
I thought the Ministry of Medicine was supposed to, you know, figure out how to save lives, not how to profit off death.
We've glimpsed the rot at Hyzan's core.
Minister Serenoa, what are you doing here?
Ah, 28? I'm missing something, aren't I?
Still nothing new with you.
Yep, feel agreed.
Charge! Did you see that?
Leave everything to me. Oh, well, that worked.
Prepare to face the Dawn Spear. Your final moments
I'm
approach.
cutting you off.
Defeat is not an option. Death from above!
Now!
Ah! Here I come! Ready to see a spell?
I must remain calm.
Let me heal your wounds. Start the fight anew. It's one step closer to our hope.
Time to take action. I'll help you. Got it.
Oh, no! I will end this. With the powers in me, we will make our ideals reality.
Time for some research. This isn't good. I will carry you. I won't lose. This is it! For my kingdom!
Feisty, aren't we?
I shall protect you.
Forward! Now I end this.
Ready for battle. Here I come. Ready to see a spell? I'll make you proud, Grandfather.
I shall do what I can. Your wounds are healed.
Most appreciated. I'll take it from here. This isn't good. I shall protect one and all. Give me strength. I'll give it my best. How about this?
Let me show you what I've learned. With the powers in me.
Where was I?
Yeah, man.
I won't lose.
I do wish they would have a turn as well.
It ends here.
Now it's my turn. Ain't over yet.
You have my thanks.
I'm old, not a pushover.
I shall protect you.
Would you stop running away, you fucking
Defeat is
cunt?
not an option. Strike while the iron's hot.
Make way! I'll show you what I can do.
Pity.
At your command. Here you fall!
I shall do what I can.
Be gone with you! Let me show you what I've learned.
Where was I?
So it comes to battle.
Cowardly little
I
bastard.
shan't hold back.
I won't lose.
Leave everything to me.
Don't like fucking turn
The
limits
honor
like
of House
this.
Wolford. Time to take action.
Really fucking annoying.
Here I come! All right, enough!
Gotcha.
Damn, that hurt! Let me show you what I've learned. With the powers in me.
Escape that asshole. Right. What chapter am I on anyway? 15, 16, 17, 18? Okay then. It, as I have said before a few times now, is freezing fucking cold today. Ugh. I don't want to keep streaming in this condition. So, we'll end there for today, and we will finish this game tomorrow. Now though, bye!